Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got you do the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Let me turn the mic on. Good morning, everybody. I am JJW. It is August 30th, 2022, and it is bright and early, 6:30 in the morning. Ooh, my camera is shaky. Let me see if I can mitigate that by making it blurry. All right. Well, we are here this morning. Don't know where my buddy Deacon is at. Don't know where my audience is at, but I'm here. And I'm ready to read the news and tell you about some stuff that's going on in the world. Let's learn together. I was really looking for this story that I saw yesterday because I wanted to make sure that that I covered it because it was so silly. But there it is. No, that's not it. I'll probably find it later. So, good morning. Welcome to the show. I am glad you're here. This is our weekday newscast where we cover news stories that are going on, and we drink coffee and we think about it and see, are they lying to us? Are they telling us the truth? What's real? What's fake? I don't know. I am JJ. Okay, so let's start off with political stuff since nobody else is here. And we won't hurt anybody. We won't get anybody upset. So, Hunter Biden. If you've been following the Hunter Biden laptop story, it more or less starts in October of 2020 when the New York Post broke a story that Hunter Biden's laptop had been left in a Delaware repair shop in 2019. And then after such a period of time when he did not come back to recover the laptop owner who made a digital copy of it, forensic copy of it, he turned it over to the FBI and the FBI didn't do anything with it in 2019 up to 2020. So the laptop owner in 2020 turned the digital copy over to several other people, and it eventually went public because the FBI was not investigating this seeming damning piece of evidence that suggested that Hunter Biden and his father were implicated in various nefarious relationships. So Hunter's laptop story which broke in the New York Post, was then immediately suppressed across social media. So the New York Post story itself was prohibited from being shared on Twitter. It was circulation reduced on Facebook. Both of these appear to be the direct result of the FBI interfering with both news media, free speech, and election engineering. The FBI went to Facebook and said, "Hey, we think there's going to be a bunch of Russia disinformation that's going to drop," and then immediately thereafter, the laptop story dropped, and Zuckerberg on the Rogan podcast said, "Well, it fit the pattern," so we thought that's what they meant. Twitter hasn't really commented on it, but it must be the same thing. They must have thought that it was Russian disinformation. Turns out it was not Russian disinformation, and 50 government agents signed a letter, probably knowingly. Good morning, Colin. Probably knowingly that this was not Russian information. Therefore, these 50 liars and the FBI have been attempting to manage the election, try to get a desired outcome. They didn't want Hillary to be president in 2016, and they interfered by James Comey opening an investigation months before the election. And they didn't want Trump to be reelected president, and so they did not investigate a very credible source of corruption and or evidence of probable corruption, and they refuse to investigate it to this day, it seems. So why am I talking about this again? Well, I mean, this is a story that is the letter itself, which I think I have saved. Let me bring that up because I don't know that anybody's seen the letter. Do I have it here? Yes. I think this is important, and I wanted to because this is an underserved piece of the story. But this is not what I'm getting to exactly this morning, but I think it's worth mentioning. So here we go. This is the letter itself, dated October 19, 2020. A public statement on Hunter Biden's emails. We all as individuals are devoted a significant portion of our lives to national security. It's for these reasons that we write to say that the arrival on the U.S. political scene of emails purportedly belonging to Vice President Biden's son Hunter, much of it is related to his time serving on the board of Ukraine gas company Burisma, has all the earmarks of a Russian disinformation operation. They all wrote this letter, and I think they know that this was false. We emphasize we do not know if the emails provided to the New York Post by President Trump's attorney Giuliani are genuine or not, and we do not have evidence of Russian involvement, just that our experience makes us suspicious that the Russian government played a significant role. So here, this is a nice little cover your ass statement, just in case it turns out to be false, all of which together is fairly indicative of, we know this isn't true, but we're going to say it might be true. And then we have signatures on here, including James Clapper, former director of national intelligence, Mike Hayden, former director of the CIA, Leon Panetta, director CIA, John Brennan, director CIA, Thomas Finger, director of national intelligence for analysis, Rick Leggett, deputy director NSA, John McLaughlin, acting director CIA, Michael Morrell, acting director CIA, Mike Vickers, acting Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence, Doug Wise, Deputy Director, Defense Intelligence Agency, Nick Rasmussen, Director, National Counterterrorism Center, Russ Travers. I think these names need to be said out loud. These people are liars. The liars, and they have put their thumb on the election scale to tilt the outcome to get their desired result. They signed this letter. They lied. They put a little bit in there to cover their ass. But these men are liars. Andy Lightman. And they're not just liars. I think they're traitors, because this is such an egregious abuse of power to do this, to betray the trust put into them by the American people to safeguard our national security. And they use this to push the levers of power into the direction that they want. Every one of them should be fired. Every one of them should be prohibited from public service ever again. Some of them probably should be investigated and charged, but that'll never happen, because people like this are not people like you. People like this, they don't suffer consequences. Andy Lightman, Deputy Director, National Counterterrorism Center. Josh Mosman, CIA. If you see these people on MSNBC or CNN or Talking Heads or being paid contributors for analysis or pundits, everything they touch should be considered spoiled. Nothing they say should ever be considered true. Larry Pfeiffer, CIA. Jeremy Brash, CIA. Rodney Snyder, CIA. Glenn Gerstel, National Security Agency. David Buckley, CIA. Nado Bacos, CIA. Patty Brandmeier, CIA. James Bruce, CIA. David Carrions, CIA. Janice Carrions. Oh, yeah. What's going on here? CIA. Paul Colby, CIA. Peter Corsell, CIA. Sounds like the CIA needs to get defunded. The FBI needs to get defunded. We just need to dismantle these things. We don't need them. Oh, what about national security? What good is national security if our agencies for national security are doing their damnedest to undermine our country? Brett Davis, CIA. Roger George, in National Intelligence Officer. Stephen Hall, CIA. Kent Harrington, CIA. Don Hepburn, National Security Executive. Timothy Kilbourne, CIA. Ron Marks, CIA. Joanna Mendez, CIA. Emil Nakle, CIA. Every single one of these bastards. Gerald O'Shea, CIA. David Priest, CIA. Pam Purcelli, CIA. Mark Polly, who gives a shit, CIA. Chris Savos, CIA. Nick Shapiro, CIA. John Cipher, CIA. Stephen Slick, NSA. NSC, National Security Council. Cynthia Strand, CIA. Greg Tarbell, CIA. David Terry, CIA. David Terry, National Intelligence Collection Board, and previously CIA. Greg Traverton, National Intelligence Council. John Tillis, CIA. David Vanel, CIA. Winston Wiley, CIA. Kristen Wood, CIA. Fuck every one of these people. Liars. Liars, liars, liars. So what did they do? They wrote this letter, and then Biden gets to go on his morning campaign run, because he falls asleep at 11 a.m. and say 50 CIA agents swear this is Russian disinformation. Bullshit. They lied on this letter and they knew it. And because of this, Facebook or the FBI was able to go to Facebook and say, oh, we think there's going to be Russian disinformation. Hey, Twitter, we think there's going to be Russian disinformation. Pay no attention to this laptop behind the curtain. Don't investigate this. Don't allow the American people to see it. So what happens? Story suppressed. Links can't be shared. People are not able to communicate with their neighbors and the people in their circle. Hey, I saw this. What do you think about that? Don't you think we ought to be able to look into this? Don't we think we ought to have this investigated? Can't even share the story. Not allowed to talk about it. If you talked about this in October 2020, you could have been banned from Twitter. You could have been had your feed suppressed on Facebook, and I don't even know about the other social media outlets. So these names are men and women that are liars and probably traitors, in my opinion. The CIA, FBI, trusted to protect you, lying to you, controlling the information that you get to access. A public survey said of 2020 voters, it said, if you had known about the Hunter Biden laptop in 2020, would you have voted differently? And 16% of Americans that voted in 2020 said, if I had known about the Hunter Biden laptop, I would have voted differently. And that's more than enough to change the outcome of the election. And even a year later, it was denied that this was an authentic story. It wasn't until over a year, 18 months later, that the New York Times finally, buried deep in a story, acknowledged that the Hunter Biden laptop is legitimate. Enough time for the interest in the American public to cool, because once you tell people for a year that it's Russian disinformation, 80% of them are going to continue to think that it's Russian disinformation. We've talked about the hoax cycle. We've talked about how it starts with and anonymous sources say, and then there's an public action, a public investigation of some kind, and then the pundits and Adam Schiff and other political actors get to run with that narrative for a while, embed that in the American consciousness, and then there are elections, and then later the media corrects itself with a footnote or a retraction after the fact, and the American public never sees it, never understands, especially Democrats, because Democrats only read news, only get news from their own bubble. Republicans largely get news from their own bubble too, but they do get news from more across more sources. So I was just so pissed off about this. So what's up? Oh, that's the wrong story. Where is it? Where did it go? Did I move it? Give me a second to find my story. Just a moment. Liars. We are served by liars and political operators. And what are they after? Are they after the public good? Are they after the, what they think is best for America? No. You know what they want? I'll tell you what they want. They want to just keep on earning their check, and they want to keep on being powerful and influential in their job because they are the ones that get to make important policy decisions, and they know better. They're lifetime bureaucrats. They have been public service agents for 50 years. They know best. We don't need a scurrilous pretend politician coming in here and telling us what is right and wrong. We don't need whatever. They just want to protect their positions. Good morning, Jeremy, Colin. I don't know who else was here, and maybe have left because I was being grumpy. I don't know where Deacon is. I haven't talked to him this morning. I don't know what's going on. I hope he's okay. From the New York Post this morning. Top FBI agent resigns amid claim he shielded Hunter Biden from probe. A top FBI agent at the Washington office reportedly resigned from his post last week after facing scrutiny over allegations. He helped shield Hunter Biden from criminal investigations into his laptop and business dealings. Timothy Thibault, a name that was not on the list of liars, an FBI assistant special agent in charge, was allegedly forced out after he was accused of political bias in his handling of the probes involving President Biden's son, sources told the Washington Times on Monday. The agent was escorted out of the office by at least two headquarters-looking types last Friday, sources said. Thibault and the FBI didn't immediately respond to the Post's inquiry for comment on Monday. Thibault, a 25-year veteran, had already been on leave for a month after a top Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee, Chuck Grassley. God bless him. Chuck Grassley's a good guy. I've seen him stand up. I don't know if he gets anything done, but I've seen him challenge people in committees a number of times. I think this is a decent dude. And if he's a political piece of shit, I would believe it because I believe they all are. But I think this is a genuinely decent guy. Senate Judiciary Committee, Chuck Grassley, started raising concerns about whistleblower claims the FBI had obstructed its own investigations into the first son. There he is. There he is one of them, protecting the president's son. Get in good with your political crony. In a letter to FBI Director Chris Wray in July, Grassley said that Thibault and FBI Supervisory Intelligence Agent Brian Auten were allegedly involved in a scheme to undermine derogatory information connected to Hunter Biden by falsely suggesting it was disinformation. Thibault also allegedly tried to kill off a valid avenue of investigation of possible Hunter Biden criminality up to until at least 1 month before the November 2020 election, according to Grassley. There's the most intelligent man that our president knows, the most respected man, the crack-smoking, hooker-banging, selfie-taking piece of crap. Timothy Thibault was reportedly forced out after being accused of political bias. Okay. Thibault allegedly ordered the matter closed without providing a valid reason as required by FBI guidelines, and subsequently attempted to improperly mark the matter in FBI systems so that it could not be opened in the future. What's going on over here? Jeremy says the CIA charter mandates no domestic espionage, of course. They want to buy $1 million vacation properties on the backs of hardworking Americans. Well, of course they do. Of course they do. How else are you going to get those things? Earn them? Oh no, Timothy lost his cushy FBI job. He'll be scapegoating you. Yeah, you know what? Nobody's going to protect him. This guy's going to get run up the flag as the problem. Oh, there was a problem. We finally discovered it. It was this guy. Back to business as usual. If you don't know the details of the Hunter Biden laptop story, and by that I mean you don't necessarily have to go open the file and look at all the amateur porn and all the other garbage that's on there. The emails are what matter. All of that other stuff is salacious and like whatever. That dude's got problems. But the emails on that laptop indicate that Hunter Biden was either acting as a proxy on behalf of the vice president of the United States to peddle influence, or he was perhaps illegitimately using his father's name to do business in Ukraine and Russia and China, not Russia, Ukraine and China for sure, other countries, to just make money. So maybe without his father's permission, selling fake influence. But Hunter Biden and Joe Biden shared a cell phone. They shared communications records, which commingle evidence and make things difficult to discern. And Hunter Biden and Joe Biden shared a bank account. How does a 70-some-old decrepit old man and a 50-something-year-old man, how do those two share a bank account? Unless money is going into Hunter's name and bank account and getting pulled out by Joe Biden. If that's not corruption, you don't know what is. Looks like I lost the whole audience being a grumpy old man this morning. I'm going to continue to carry on. By the way, they're tapping Lois Lerner to organize tax force. I remember her. She's weaponized the IRS against the Tea Party. I remember this the weaponization of the IRS against the tax party, but I do not know. I do not know her name in particular. Yeah, I mean, look, the people with political agenda, and believe you me, everyone has political agenda. Some people can try to keep it in check to do their job, but many people, I cover myself up when I do. Let me go this way here. Let me do this. Let me get over here. Here. There we go. Everybody has political bias. And I don't fault people or blame them for that. Everybody does. I do. You do. But not everybody can keep themselves in check and restrain themselves from the temptation of abuse of power. In the case of the tax force, that was somebody that had power that thought they could weaponize office and suppress the Tea Party conservative movement in the mid 2010s. And here we have CIA and FBI agents with clear political bias weaponizing their departments to prevent a valid investigation from happening, because they want their guy in, because they can either control this guy or this guy's going to let them do what they want or whatever, the establishment. And what are we doing now? We spent another $300 billion a few weeks ago. Let's hire 87,000 more IRS tax agents. Let's just pack the government with more and more and more people. There's no way that those people also have political bias and will also climb this ladder on the public dime and then corrupt individuals achieving power. There's no way that they will also weaponize their offices and their powers and their trusts against the American people, against their political enemies. There's no way that would happen again. Why would that happen? Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg revealed last week that the social media giant suppressed the post-bombshell Hunter Biden report following a vague FBI warning about possible Russian propaganda tied to the 2020 presidential election. Basically, Zuckerberg says, the FBI here is, the background here is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, you should be on high alert. Zuckerberg told Joe Rogan on his podcast. Zuckerberg said the FBI added, we thought there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of a dump. Has there ever been any actual evidence of Russian propaganda? I mean, have you ever seen any actual evidence other than Schiff waving an empty envelope or Hillary Clinton just claiming it on the campaign trail? Oh, Russian bots. I don't know. But if there was, where was it? How come you can't find any evidence of it? How come the Russiagate scandal couldn't find one shred of evidence? Because it was all lies. It was all lies the whole time. It was all lies to cast aspersions and to cast just the doubt that anything was true and authentic. And so, believe the person casting the doubt, right? Lies. Everyone lies to you. The right lies to you too. The left lies to you. Media lies to you. They're all lying. All lies. Don't even believe Zuckerberg. Definitely don't believe this guy. He is also covering his ass. He can see that that truth's coming out. People are going to find out. I better get ahead of this thing. Let me go on Joe Rogan, where people have sympathies and, they're listen and they're reasonable. Let me go on Joe Rogan and try to pretend to be a human for a minute and pretend I didn't really know exactly what was going on. It was somebody on my team down there. I don't know what's involved. The FBI was meddling with my company and I didn't have any personal knowledge. Okay, Zuckerberg, whatever. Everyone lies. You should assume everyone lies. Everyone tries to protect their best interests. The right, the left, the media, the FBI, the CIA, every one of these bastards. Meanwhile, Republican senators have also publicly scrutinized Thibault's anti-Trump social media activity ahead of the 2020 election, including a retweet of the Lincoln Project message that called Donald Trump a psychologically broken, embittered, and deeply unhappy man. Lincoln Project. If there's ever been a signature of nothing we say is true, it's that right there. He allegedly tweeted that he wanted to give Kentucky to the Russian Federation. Whatever. I mean, even if he said that, and I don't think he did, it was probably a joke. These people have no sense of humor, no ability to add context or decipher context from anything. Ray admitted under grilling from the GOP senators earlier this month that allegations of political bias at the hands of FBI agents, including Thibault, was deeply troubling. Oh, finally, Chris Ray. This is all about money and power and control. You have the media backing up the Democrats because that's what they do. Hang on, my dog is banging on my door. I don't want to wake the kids up. Oh. This is actually my girls. They're up early. Okay. Oh, we got messages here. What's going on? Deacon, I'm sorry. Deacon is sick, it turns out. Okay. On the flip side, there's actually a few conservatives in Congress that put a bill to committee to defund Davos, the World Economic Forum. That'll make it a law. Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. Best interest is protecting the criminality covered ups. Well, their best interest of bureaucrats is to make sure that their bureaucratic jobs stay funded and they still have they still have a job to go to. They get their pension. They get to continue to meddle in world affairs or in government affairs or public affairs with their very important influence. You need to ask why the media only back one side. Here's a 2-word answer: Operation Mockingbird. I haven't looked into that, and I don't know what that is. All right. So that's the series of events. Why is Tim, and who is this other person? Who is this other person? I already lost his name. Timothy and Brian Auten. Why are they being hung out to dry? These guys are probably bottom feeders, low-level agents, the ones that were probably pegged to do this in the first place, and he probably thought it was a good idea. Keep the Biden, Biden might be a little bit of a criminal, but he's no worse. He's better than Trump. Trump's an actual Russian spy. For the good of the country, I'm going to falsify these documents and introduce fake evidence and suppress evidence and prevent. You're the bad guy, dumbass. You're the bad guy, retard. All right. Speaking of Trump, from Ground News is an aggregation service that allows you to my kid's going crazy. Hang on just a second, guys. What are you doing? What's the matter? Okay, sorry about that. We're going to probably wrap things up a little early. Yeah, but we're not done yet. So the Mar-a-Lago investigation is ran out of the FBI office that by the same people that ran Crossfire Hurricane, which was the Russian disinformation bullshit propaganda campaign. I don't know why I have headphones on. I'm not talking to anybody but myself this morning. Mar-a-Lago raided. The story here is this. Government service agents, GSA, government service agents, not Donald Trump, packed boxes of documents when he was leaving office or while he was in office. Because while he was in office, Mar-a-Lago had a secure a skiff installed. A skiff. There's a secure document facility in Mar-a-Lago. GSA agents packed boxes of documents while he was in office or as he was leaving, not Trump. Trump didn't have his hands in file drawers grabbing documents. It was GSA agents packed boxes of documents because he was the president and he has certain rights to copies of or originals of some of the documents. Those documents were kept in the skiff in Mar-a-Lago. The National Archives said, hey, we think you have some stuff that you're not supposed to have. And Donald Trump said, yeah, okay, here you go. And he responded by giving them, I think, like 15 boxes of documents. After the National Archives received the documents that Trump surrendered, the FBI went through them and said, hey, there's some documents marked classified in here. If he has these, he has more. That is the justification for the affidavit. If he has these, he probably has more. That's what they said. And so they had this affidavit drawn up with nothing. They were looking for nothing other than they thought there might be something they would have. They got a judge to sign it. It's been released, but it's been redacted because there's nothing in it. It's been redacted. And with that warrant in hand, they went back to Mar-a-Lago and they broke the lock that the FBI installed. or the FBI required. And they rifled through everything that was there until they could find some more stuff. And then they took 13 more boxes, 13, 14 more boxes of documents, and they were indiscriminate in what they took. And some of those documents were private communications between Trump and his lawyer. So, by all accounts, it appears that Trump's Fourth Amendment right to unreasonable search and seizure has been violated, as has his Sixth Amendment right to legal counsel, due process. So, Trump asked last week for a special master to be appointed to review the documents seized by the FBI, to remove the attorney-client privileged documents before they got to the FBI. And the judge over the weekend said, yeah, that's probably a good idea. You know what? I mean, all things considered, I think maybe a special master's, she was leaning that way. Well, the FBI had until Thursday to respond to that request. And they said in their response, oh, well, we've already looked through all the documents. There are some privileged documents in here. The FBI is corrupt. Trump's Mar-a-Lago documents already examined by the FBI, Justice Department tells judge. Already examined. They went through every single one. You know why? Because this is a fishing expedition, and they're looking for something to peg on him. And have you heard of anything leaked? Have you heard of anything, of anybody saying, oh, from the documents, we found the nuclear secret codes? No, that was never true. The media was reporting that there may be classified nuclear secrets in Trump's closet. That was not only never true, it was not in the affidavit. It was a lie. It was always a lie. Hey, Jordan, good morning. The government is corrupt. Absolutely. And you know why? Because people are corrupt. People are corrupt, and the government's made of people. All the problems in the world are because of people. They all are. So there's no reason to think there's any good guys. There's no good guys. The only thing you can do is have less government. That's the best you can do. Have less government. Be more cooperative and friendly with your neighbors. That's the best you can do. The government this is out and out evidence. So this is the Trump Mar-a-Lago documents already examined by the FBI. Justice Department tells judge. Now on the left, they're reading a story like Mar-a-Lago search turned up some privileged documents and FBI documents set aside. Review of possibly privileged Trump papers is done. Yeah. Oh yeah, we found attorney-client privileged contact information. So Ground News is a pretty decent resource for views, for looking at how the stories are framed and presented to the American public. It doesn't matter who you trust for news, and you shouldn't trust anyone, especially not me. It doesn't matter who you trust for news. The facts of the case, the facts of the story, are always framed and presented in a way that advantages somebody. Sometimes a journalist may actually have, in some areas, an internal sense of obligation to tell the truth and be fair and honest. But in some categories, they're always going to be biased and tilt the story one way or another. And you can see it. You can see it all over the place. You guys heard of the story yesterday of Joe Rogan saying vote Republican. It was sort of a joke. He was asked if you're, what do you do about, your people's businesses were closed forever, pandemic, restrictions, masks, mandates, and economy crushed. And he was asked on his show by somebody, what can you do about that? And he said, vote Republican. It was a joke, but people are. So Minarchy for life. Minarchy for life sounds weak. And cap for life. Anarchist capitalist. Somebody watches Young Rippa 59 on YouTube, it sounds like. Minarchy. So you're saying minimal government or anarchy? Well, I'm very sympathetic to um, Michael Malice's views on anarchy. And, it's not that it's chaos, it's that people will organize privately, and we will. We can. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have super strong opinions on that, other than the current arrangement is definitely not working. Yes, Eric July is the man, Jordan. And let's see. Let's check out Ripaverse. And I, for one, am backing the ISOM campaign. It's currently at 40,707 purchasers and over $3.49 million in revenue. There's 26 days to go. This was originally, I think, a 75-day campaign. So we're about 50 days in, and we've and things are going to be shipping soon. He's already finished signing the signed versions of covers A and B. Cover C is still available, $35 purchase. And let me see. I don't know what I forgot what my password is here. Anyway, I'm in. I bought it. We'll see it when it comes in. Hey, let's talk about comic books for a minute. Oh no, let's talk about this retard. Olivia Wilde, you remember her? She was on House, right? And she was in Tron Legacy. Olivia Wilde, under fire for disputed claims. She fired Shia. We'll talk about comics in a second if I have time. So check this out. So this dumb hoe. She has a new film called Don't Worry, Darling, and it's set for a September release, and it's advertised from director Olivia Wilde. Well, she is a director because she has also directed some other dumb flop called Booksmart I never even heard of. Apparently it crashed and burned. Okay. So she has a new movie coming out called Don't Worry, Darling, set for a September release, laughably advertised as from director Olivia Wilde and shaping up to be one of those Hollywood train wrecks that'll eventually get its own tell-all book. According to rumors, Wilde, who co-stars in the movie, got embroiled in a steamy affair with her leading man, Harry Styles, which angered star Florence Pugh because Pugh is friends with Jason Sudeikis, Wilde's husband at the time. Sudeikis has been Wilde's significant other since 2011, and they have 2 kids together. Sudeikis has already begun legal proceedings against Wilde to obtain custody of their kids. Better yet, Wilde was served papers while on stage presenting Don't Worry, Darling at CinemaCon. Pugh and Sudeikis are both beloved in Hollywood. Everyone seems to like them, so Wilde's already losing the PR battle in a big, big way. Pugh let her disgust for Wilde be known through endless excuses to not participate in promotion of Don't Worry, Darling. Pugh has also pretty much ignored the movie on her social media accounts. This is hilarious. If that's not bad enough, an early buzz is the movie, which looks like another, he says woke tardathon. I don't know if I think that's a little bit like stumbly to get around your mouth. Assault on the Patriarchy. It looks like a knockoff of Step for Wives or something like that. I don't know. I saw the trailer for this in the theater. I didn't really care about it. So apparently, Pugh, which if I'm not, is she in the movie and won't talk about it? Because that's funny. So I think she may be in the movie and she's not, and she's refusing to talk about it. And obviously, Jason Sudeikis from SNL is somebody that everybody loves and is very charming. Oh yeah. Yeah, Harry Styles. Yeah, so good job, Olivia Wilde. For years I was like, yeah, let's have another Tron movie. And now I'm like, yeah, goodbye, Olivia. Don't care. Was gonna watch this Andor clip. Not gonna do it. I started watching half of it and was like, not that great. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so there is an internal power struggle at Disney. Might look at that in a second, but let's look at this first. There's a rumor that Marvel wants to bring back Chris Evans as Captain America in order to distance his character from his uncomfortable patriotic facets. That is, Captain America is too American white bread. Is that the problem? According to a new rumor, Marvel is so concerned with the character of Captain Marvel being stolen by conservatives that it will be returning Captain Chris Evans to the role in order to have him specifically distance the Star-Spangled Avengers from what they consider to be uncomfortable patriotism facets. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Where the first claimed WDW Pro had reached out to him several months ago to inform them that Marvel was potentially looking to do a new Captain America show or movie that would see both Anthony Mackie and Chris Evans somehow sharing the Captain America mantle. Explicitly noting that they had sat in on the rumor because it was politically volatile, WDW Pro then recalled how they were told the reason for bringing back Chris Evans as Steve Rogers potentially was because some at Marvel were concerned that Captain America was being used by conservatives and MAGA types as a pro-nationalist superhero icon. He's literally called Captain America. Reportedly, Kevin Feige was open to doing a project in which both versions of Captain America would come together somehow to repudiate the perceived negative aspects of America while still finding the cause they believe in. The leaders of the MCU reportedly disliked that they did not address the issue before Chris Pratt retired from the character. They felt that having an African-American version of the character bear such a burden alone was unfair. Oh, Sam Wilson, Captain America, is not up to the task. He's not up to the task. We got to bring back Chris. We got to bring back Chris and make sure Captain America is woke as F. Yeah.
Where's my parent go?
I have no idea. Probably downstairs. Why don't you get dressed and we'll go find it?
No, Ruby.
Why don't you go get dressed? Hey, listen to me. Put on a school uniform, okay? All right, go get dressed. All right. So, Jill, go. Close that door. Go. Let go of that. Go. Close the door. All right. So, yeah, you got to get Chris to come in. And I wonder if perhaps some part of this, speculate with me, if you will. We've already seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. It was amazing. It was so good, right? It was so good. It was so good that you forgot that was even a show on Disney Plus. Perhaps early screenings and early cuts of the Captain America, Sam Wilson Captain America movie, Captain America 4, which is either in production or filming now, I'm sure. Yeah. So what are the odds that this is all related to the fact that for as much charisma as Anthony Mackie has, people don't care about Sam Wilson, Captain America. They were totally cool with Sam Wilson, Falcon. They were totally cool with Bucky. They like what they know. People like what they know. And I'm sorry, there's no replacing Chris Evans with another Captain America, with another Steve Rogers Captain America. He is imprinted on American psychology, American, consciousness as Captain America. You just take that job and hand it to somebody else. You think the charisma goes with it? It doesn't. It does not. So I imagine Captain America 4 early test screenings or rough footage is probably coming across as not super compelling. And the viewership numbers of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I bet, are a little disappointing. And Marvel is looking into Phase 5 thinking, hey, we got to make some bucks, yo. This is all about printing dollars. And, this doesn't look like a moneymaker like the other Captain America movies were. So maybe that has something to do with it. This is a good excuse for Marvel to bring back the cash cow that is Chris Evans. Yeah, they hate us. All right. Last thing, I got to go. What's this war at Disney? So Chapek versus Feige, a fight for the future of the MCU. While merchandise sales, cruise bookings, and theme park revenues are doing well for Disney, the movie and TV studios have not. Pixar returned to theaters with the worst performing release in years, Lightyear. Yeah, there's a dumpster fire, Lightyear. The Toy Story franchise is worth like billions of dollars, and they put out a new Toy Story movie, Lightyear, and it failed.
Dad closing the door so you can.
She interrupted me to announce that she was going to close the door for the show. All right. I got a couple minutes left. All right. The reason the movies and TV divisions of Disney have been suffering is due to one thing: the inorganic insertion of radical left wing. Okay, so this is on bleedingfool.com. So this is a bit of opinion. Inorganic insertion of radical left wing identity politics into the productions. And I don't know what's going on here, but gross. Don't care. Whatever. I don't even know what's going on here. Yeah. WDW Pro. I don't know who this is. You guys know who this is? Of that park place. Not familiar with it. Says that things are about to change at the studio as Bob Chapek and Kevin Feige are no longer seeing eye to eye. Chapek and Feige have been at odds publicly in the past. It is well known that Mr. Feige did not care in the least for the way that Chapek handled the Black Widow streaming situation and subsequent lawsuits. So the deal there was, we went into pandemic. We were supposed to have a Black Widow movie come out in like 2019 or 2020. And Scarlett Johansson was supposed to be in a theatrical release of Black Widow. Well, it got pushed back because you can't release a movie during a pandemic and people can't go in public places. It got pushed back a year. It came out like a year later in early 2021, but it released on Disney Plus. And I think it then it also co-released in the theater or something like that. So Scarlett had it in her contract that it was supposed to be not a TV show, not a Disney Plus movie. It was supposed to be a theatrical release, and I think she sued and won on that part. In Chapek's mind, Feige had pulled a Peter Rice. Don't know what that even means. As much as you might push back against Chapek privately, it's a huge no-no to do so in the public's eye. But surely Feige and his unrivaled track record of billion-dollar mega blasters is too big to fail, right? Within Disney, many of the more business-minded executives are looking at the situation and beginning to wonder out loud how much of Marvel's success over the years came from Jon Favreau's blueprint and oddity successes like James Gunn, and how badly is Kevin Feige fumbling it now that it's all him? Well. Isn't that interesting? That is interesting. Jon Favreau's Iron Man is the blueprint for Marvel Cinematic Universe. Iron Man is a perfect movie. The first Iron Man movie is absolutely perfect. And it is the template from which all the successes have been built. And James Gunn's movie had so much heart and personality and character, and he was so tuned in to using the soundtrack to tell the story of the characters, and he was telling the story of characters, not pushing some agenda. Those things are authentic, and they connect with viewers, and they connect with moviegoers. What have we had in the last year? Can you even remember the shows that have come out in the last 2 years in the movies? Doctor Strange in the Mouth of Madness, or whatever the F it is, Multiverse of Madness. I saw it. It was all right. It was whatever. Spider-Man movies. I haven't watched the last 2 Spider-Man movies. Loki TV show. Great idea. Poor execution. Terrible flop ending. Right? Falcon and Winter Soldier. Bucky, compelling. had compelling personal story, dealing with the fact that he is a villain, murdered people for decades, trying to make amends for that, and pair that up with Anthony Mackie's sister bubblegum shrimp story and some German New World Order, whatever. It spun out. It spun out. It started off great and personal and tragic, and it just immediately went to like nonsense and baloney and whatever. It lost steam. What else? WandaVision, great concept, great start, very interesting. Change it up every week. By the end of the series, it was like, oh, this is awful. And okay, she's actually the bad guy. You're gonna end the show like she's the hero, but she's obviously the bad guy. And then in Doctor Strange, she literally was the bad guy. She was literally the villain the whole time. So, okay, so WandaVision is another show that started with promise, had some great moments, and utterly failed. Utterly failed. What else? What am I forgetting? Because I know they have had shows that I'm forgetting. She-Hulk. You watching She-Hulk right now? It's garbage. It's absolute trash. What else is on the Disney Plus series? I don't even remember. They don't stand out. They're not good. It's not good. The content, all of the content since Endgame, I would even throw into the dumpster fire too. All of the content since Endgame is forgettable. Forgettable. Why? Why is it forgettable? Why can you literally forget that you've seen some of the biggest movies that have ever existed? I'm just being grouchy this morning. Okay. In the past months, Disney has been quick to release some highly tailored spiel about how they broke records, viewership. It doesn't matter if the value of the MCU is failing, and maybe that's not in evidence because I don't have dollar symbols in front of me. I don't have a table in front of me, but I can go look at Thor, Love and Thunder, and I can see how poorly it performed against Top Gun Maverick, against Spider-Man Into the Multiverse or whatever, against the Spider-Man movie that just came out. Spider-Man movie made $1 billion. The Thor movie did not. Okay. So maybe for years it's been, oh, Kevin Feige's the mastermind of the MCU. He's a genius. He's making it all happen. Is he? Infinity War was a great movie. Infinity War was in the hands of two directors that had a vision, and they made it happen. The best movies by the MCU have been by James Gunn, Jon Favreau. I would say that Thor Ragnarok was a great success because it changed the tone of the trajectory of the series. But the follow-up movie, Thor Love and Thunder, I haven't even seen it, and it definitely it wasn't as good. And that was the same director. So how much is Kevin Feige fumbling? How much is he fumbling? And if you've seen the slate for Phase 5, what are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to any of it? Yeah. Yeah. Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, Hawkeye. I forgot those shows existed. Every single one of those. And I really looked forward to Moon Knight. I thought the adaptation of the Moon Knight run, the 6-issue Moon Knight run would have been like awesome. And they took some of those ideas and they just copied and pasted over some other stuff. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was okay. And it was okay. And it was still better than Hawkeye. Hawkeye was a tragic disappointment. That was supposed to be a bit of a redemption for the value of this character that is the only human with no superpowers able to hang with the Avengers and he gets outpaced by a 16-year-old super female that, also has no powers, but she's better than him at almost everything. Okay. So Disney's got some, I don't know. We're definitely on the downhill trajectory of the MCU. Everything peaked at Infinity War. It's not getting better than that. And everything seems to be getting worse. And, they're churning out something that is okay. And they're keeping their subscriber numbers up for now. They're keeping their revenue numbers up for now, but they don't have a blockbuster. Oh yeah, Blade. Jordan says he's afraid they're going to trash Blade. Yeah, well, that's definitely going to happen. They're going to ruin it. And the guy that they have playing Blade is going to be is like a great actor, but it's going to be director, writers, and producers that ruin that film. And they're going to take a great opportunity and squander it. So that's I don't know. I think that's all the news that's like fit to talk about. I don't know about this DWD Pro, and I didn't read all of the rest of this, but let's see. Let's finish this up real quick. Apparently, Jessica Gao, the head writer of the She-Hulk series, there were so many points that what I thought I kind of have to stay within the boundaries of what I imagined the boundaries were for Marvel. And Kevin Feige said, no, go further, push it further. Why don't we try this? Why don't we go outside the box? Yeah, outside the box. Okay. According to Gao, she was given carte blanche essentially from the jump that no matter how outlandish an idea might be, chances were likely that Kevin Feige would be into it. It was if it was genuinely a good idea. Okay. More than simply liking the idea, though, Gao said Feige himself approved it, and that wow. Hey, and my boss said I could do this. It tells Bruce and the details. Bruce tells Jen about how Steve lost his virginity on a USO tour. Okay. These are the things that real people want answers to. No. There's not been anything said in She-Hulk that anybody cares about. We want to know if Steve Rogers gets out there, if he's out in the streets, because the man is way too attractive, gone through life and wow. Gao is the dumbest person. Nobody cares about that. It's not what. It's a superhero TV show. It's a show about a superhero lawyer. She should be heroic. She should be, I don't know, smart. She should be able to navigate a courtroom. Oh, she's better at everything. That's her superpower. Show's bad. It shows bad. All right, hey guys, I want to do horror movies in October. So we got to figure out a way to get everybody to pitch in their favorite horror movies, and then we're gonna rank them somehow, and we're gonna crowdsource the best horror movies. So I don't know the best way for you guys to connect in terms of submitting ideas and stuff, but that's what I want to do. You guys can, I'm on Twitter, and you guys can send them to me on Twitter, but I don't know if that's going to work. I'm on Discord. I don't know if you guys are on Discord. I don't know. We need to think about this. I thought maybe I'll put in like a Google form together where we could like put movies in there and then rank them somehow. But I don't know. But we got a month to figure out how to do that. But Tucker and Dale versus Evil is a good movie. Very, 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 very splashy, cartoon bloody. It's very funny though. I obviously have my own favorite horror movie, and I am inclined to put that at the top no matter what. But I want to. What I want to do is every day of October, I want to count down one of the movies in the list. So that's what I want to do. So throughout September, we need to figure out how to make that list, I think. That's what I want to do. It is now 7:39 in the morning. Thank you for joining me this morning as we review news and culture and pop culture and oh, you love horror movies, huh? Oh, Alien is on my list for sure. Army of Darkness might be on my list. And the cool thing about this is there's obviously the first I don't know 4 movies that come to your mind when you think of the topic, but then like you can just be scuttling around and looking at movies and be like, oh yeah, I love that movie. I forgot about that movie. I might put that on my list. So Event Horizon, her Hereditary. I think it's Hereditary. My friend Felicia keeps telling me to watch it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but I don't have time to watch movies really. I've never seen Black Phone. Slither. Have you guys seen Slither? I liked that movie. I think it has. It's like one of the first James Gunn movies. So I think it has a lot of like good qualities. I remember seeing Event Horizon in theaters. That is a very dark film. There is another of Sam. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Life with Ryan and Jake Jiggleballs. I don't know what Life is, but Ryan Reynolds has another movie where he plays a serial killer. And that was a very funny horror movie. I mean, I don't know if it's a horror movie though, but it's a very funny movie. Let me find out what this Ryan Reynolds movie is that I'm talking about. IMDb. Love the movie Alien as a horror movie. Ryan Reynolds. Aliens obviously is an action movie. So there is a movie that he did probably before Deadpool. Where is it? It's super funny. Oh, it can't be that long ago. I feel like it was around the time of Deadpool. No, it's not Life. I haven't actually seen Life. I wanted to, but my wife was not interested in watching that. There's this movie where he plays a serial killer, but he doesn't know he's a serial killer. It's hilarious. It's not. Oh, see, this is. I know. Maybe it's older. Why I don't know why I can't find it in his CV. Voices might be the Voices. Is that on here? No, that's not on here. I'll have to look it up. Oh, if you guys haven't seen Bullet Train, you have to see Bullet Train. Hilarious movie. I'm so disappointed. I can't remember the name of this movie. It is a great movie. It's a comedy though. It's a black comedy, so it may not count as horror. It probably does not count as horror. I'm off the rails. I'm gonna have to find this. You're saying it's the Voices. Well, why is the Voices not in his? Oh, there it is. And you're right. Of course, you're right. There it is. Yeah, this. So Jeremy has seen it. Oh, you guys have both seen it. Okay. All right. This is a hilarious movie. Hilarious. But I'm gonna say it's black comedy, not horror. So maybe it doesn't count. Although there are some things in it that are horrific. Horrific. Oh my God, Mr. Brooks. I have that movie on DVD. Mr. Brooks is a great movie. But I think that's more of a psychological thriller. I might have to defer. Jeremy does know all about movies, and I only know what I like. But Mr. Brooks is a killer movie. and that's not some sort of a dad pun. And Bullet Train, I'm asserting Bullet Train is the best movie to come out in the last 10 years. I think it is. I think Bullet Train is the best movie to come out in the last 10 years. It's got this perfect mix of comedy and action, yes, but it's also got this mix of style that's very very reminiscent of Bad Times at El Royale and some other just in Kill Bill. It's got some Kill Bill stuff kind of like in there, pretty obviously. But I might put Bullet Train at one of my top 10 favorite movies ever. I might be considering willing to do that. I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick. So we are going to go watch Top Gun Maverick this Friday with Felicia on her birthday. So I will have an opinion of Top Gun Maverick this weekend, and I'm sure the opinion is going to be, that was fun. I'm crossing my fingers for some more volleyball scenes. How can we not have more volleyball scenes? All right, that's all I got this morning. Thanks for being patient with me. This morning, I have been your two dads. I'm it. Deacon's sick. Deacon's getting better. He's he tells me that he can barely talk, and sinus hit him pretty hard yesterday. So we pray that Deacon recovers quickly. All right. I'm gonna just tell him everyone's wishing you well, bro. I don't know why I can't operate this app. Okay, nothing works. Everything doesn't work. Man, this movie was so good. All right, that's it. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for watching the show. Be here tomorrow. If you haven't already, please hit the like button on this thing. And I'm going to put you guys in charge of the recruitment committee, and you guys figure out how to make this show bigger. All right, bye, everybody.